Welcome to another edition of This Week on the Vineyard. It's April 26th, 2021. My name is Stephen Warner, here with Melissa Clay, Ann Whiting, and Allison Fraser Hayden. Everybody have a nice weekend?
Yeah, we haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks. How you been? Everything good?
I know, right? Been good. Yesterday
Wonderful.
was kind of a crummy day, but
we needed it. It was a great rain. It was a therapeutic rain for the earth.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
watched
agree.
movies all day. It was very fun.
I read.
I made Thanksgiving dinner.
That's right.
Yeah, I've got the family here. So we did Christmas dinner Friday night. Thanksgiving was last night and Easter's tomorrow.
You're taking a day off.
Yeah, no, every other day. I mean, today's leftover day. You're on your own. Go.
I love it.
Right.
That's awesome.
There we go. That makes sense.
Yep.
All right, marking a major expansion in vaccine availability on the island, Martha's Vineyard is set to receive a shipment of more than 4,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses from the federal government in the upcoming this week through a new partnership with Island Healthcare. 4,040 new doses, which IHC Executive Director Cynthia Mitchell confirmed were ordered from the federal government on last Wednesday, were made possible by a new cross-island partnership between IHC, a federally qualified community health center, and the Martha's Vineyard Hospital, with guidance from island boards of health. The doses will likely arrive early this week, Ms. Mitchell said, and will be administered by the hospital at its vaccination site through a memorandum of understanding with IHC. Vaccine appointments can be made online at mvhospital.org on Saturday mornings and Monday afternoons. So unfortunately, by the time this airs, you'll miss the Monday afternoon. Ms. Mitchell said the hospital boards of health and the IHC settled on the number 4,040 by estimating the hospital's maximum capacity and the knowledge that a portion of eligible islanders have already received vaccines off island. According to the State Department of Public Health, about 52% of Dukes County residents have received a first dose vaccination shot and 38% have received a second dose. Hospital reported as Wednesday that it administered 15,508 shots, including 9,039 first doses and 6,508 second doses. 2019 census estimates the island population is just over 17,000, but I would guess that it's way more than that. I know a lot of people that have moved here year round.
No, it's probably closer to 23, 24,000. I'd say.
I would think
easily.
so.
Yeah.
So there we have it.
Yeah. Did you get
more doses?
Did you get rescheduled yet with the J&J?
No, I've been trying to figure out how to do that with them, but so far no luck.
Yeah,
I'm waiting on the one and done.
Yeah, well, they're back.
I'm not a meal guy.
They shipped another 4,000 doses to Massachusetts today, so you should. And CVS is issuing them this week. So imagine, you're.
No, I'm with Walgreens, but I suppose I could get the CVS app and try the same thing with them.
Yeah, I mean, but you said the Walgreens was trying to get a hold of you after they canceled you out.
That's what they said.
Yeah, so you're one of thousands, I imagine,
right,
that you have to get a hold of. So, but at least you're gonna get it. This is good.
Yep, can't go to Europe without it.
No, I know, but now with Europe is letting us in with them.
If
especially
you have a
Greece.
card.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, I read it in the New York Times yesterday.
I don't think they've executed that. They're talking about it. I think it won't happen till May sometime, but.
Well, all I know is that by September 25th, I hope I can get to Ireland for golf.
Yeah, that's where we're going to, if we can.
Yep. Well, now that we've discussed everything that we're up to, what are you up to, Melissa?
Well, not all those travel plans, but now I'm excited.
Yeah.
Been feeling very, locked in.
Oof.
Anyway, by the year 2070, which who knows what's going to be happening in 2070, salt marshes on Martha's Vineyard are expected to decrease by nearly 200 acres as sea levels rise, forcing shorelines and floodplains inland and threatening homes and vital ecosystems that have existed for generations. That's roughly the equivalent of losing half of East Chop or 6 campgrounds worth of gingerbread cottages. The Martha's Vineyard Commission has been working with the State Coastal Zone Management, CZM, agency to map the expected changes at locations across the island, from Squibnocket Pond to Sunset Lake, so vineyarders can better visualize and understand the impacts of wetland migration in their own backyards. Using data from CZM's Sea Level Affecting Marsh Migration Model, SLAM, Commission Special Projects Planner Dan Doyle and cartographer Chris Seidel have put together about half a dozen story maps through GIS technology that illustrate how the island's wetlands were expected to evolve and migrate inland over the next 50 years. The SLAM model bases its predictions on an expected 4.5 linear increase in sea levels over the next half century. Although it does not account for existing infrastructure, it does use existing topographic conditions, including current ecosystems and shorelines, to assess habitat change. You can get the link to the maps by visiting the Vineyard Gazette's website.
Yeah,
Kind of
well,
depressing.
yeah, if we lose half of East Chap, I'll be waterfront then. Is that-
No, they're just saying, they're just saying, comparing the size.
I
They
know,
weren't saying
I
that
know.
East Chop was going to disappear. They're just saying it's equivalent to losing.
I
half of East Chop.
understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm thankfully
was joking.
thankfully a quarter of a mile away from the water. It's fine with me. My taxes are half of what they'd be if I were just down the road a piece.
On the
so-
water.
Yep, so that's fine. That's fine. All right, well, today I was planning on reporting on the victorious return of the Island Cup when the MV football team beat up on the Whalers on Nantucket. But that game did not get played on Saturday because the entire Vineyard defense of the football team, it's kind of hard to travel without them, had to go into quarantine from close exposure to an old Rochester player who tested positive for COVID the day after we played them here on the 17th. Talk about, just a perfect circumstance that is not in the kids' favor.
Right.
All the scrambling to fill an open week in the schedule and then get a game before the trip to Nantucket was doubly painful because then they lost to old Rochester 30-12. And then they lost their chance to go to Nantucket because of COVID protocol. So it was just heartbreaking for the seniors specifically. They had looked so forward to going over there. They really had a good chance of beating Nantucket this year. So, there's no such thing as moral victories. Well, at least they had some semblance of a season. No, they lost their one thing that is lifetime memories for Nantucket game for those kids. That's unfortunate. So in a recap of the old, life is just not fair for them nor the team, but they're learning that lesson that life isn't fair and things that aren't in their control. Hopefully they'll be able to go back to school on Wednesday. I think they had to do a whole, 10, 14-day quarantine. So they can't even go back to school today, which started today for everybody full time. Anyway, so in the recap of the old Rochester game, the Vineyard took an early 6-0 lead and then was down by a point at halftime. And then old Rochester showed up in the third quarter and unloaded 23 points on us in the third quarter and eventually secured the 30-12 win. So the final score was lopsided. The Vineyard were encouraged by the play of freshman running back Luciano Baldwin and some sophomores and some juniors also. So it bodes well for the season when they pick it up again in the fall. But the defense is graduating. That'll be Hunter Meter and Alec Caverly and Owen Mattel, and they all had combined for over 35 tackles in that game. And they had Oscar Shepard had a fumble recovery. So spring sports start today and onward they go. And just give me a quick recap of the track season, the indoor track season, which is really outdoor, but with indoor distances, which is different because so that was talk about running outside and with the things. We had a couple of interesting things for the girls. They went in, both the boys and girls took first place in 5 events against Nauset, which is a perennially powerhouse track team. And Eloise Christie won the 600 and the high jump. Her sister Ren Christie won the mile. Annabelle Biggs won the long jump, and Ashley Clark won the shot put. For the boys, Nick Pecoraro won the 300 meter. Dan DeSilva won the 600 meter. Jonathan Norton, and this one I don't get. Jonathan Norton won the 1,000 and then the 55 high hurdles. That's 2 completely different sets of skills. One's a middle distance and one's a sprint. So obviously he's got some versatility when he starts to put his feet in front of the other and run. And Zach Utz won the mile. So head coach Joe Schroeder said it was a successful indoor season that offers the kids a great opportunity to compete in the outdoor season, which starts today.
Now, did they do it in person or was it on your honor like swim meets?
They went in person, I think.
Okay.
You're right, because swim meet was done, at the same time. I'm pretty sure they traveled because they had a small team. They only were allowed to travel like 20 kids. So, and the football team traveled. So I think that the protocol is that there's limited number of kids on a bus, which is, so this spring sports, I'm not quite sure how it's going to start out with traveling. So usually we throw, 2 teams on a bus, like tennis and softball and baseball, we're all on one bus, and lacrosse is on one bus, varsity and JV, because there's, like 40 kids on that, but I don't think it's going to be, I don't think the protocol is going to change much through the rest of the school year. And I'm not sure whether teams are going to travel to us, like, Barnstable and Nauset didn't come to us this year for basketball. So we'll see what happens. I'll get the schedule and hopefully I'll get some games on the air. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
All righty. So, Allie, welcome to the last week of April. How's that? May 1st is Saturday. Unbelievable.
I know, right? It's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. We had wonderful rain yesterday, and today was just gorgeous. So my song is, can you guess? On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. Eat your heart out.
No, yeah, you got a fabulous voice.
Thank you. Can I get signed by one of the companies? Make some moolah for that voice? No, I'm just joking. Oh, okay, guys. So we had a wonderful day today. Beautiful. Can't complain. Tonight, clear with a low around 44. West wind 15 to 17 miles per hour. Taco Tuesday. Mostly sunny with a high near 56. Are you ready for that? Southwest wind 13 to 16 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a chance of showers, mainly between midnight and 4 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 48. West wind 9 to 14 miles per hour. Wednesday night, Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 56. South wind 7 to 9 miles per hour. Wednesday, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 50. South wind around 11 miles per hour. Thursday, a chance of showers again, mostly cloudy with a high near 57. South wind 9 to 13 miles per hour. And it's April showers. They bring May flowers. This is our last few days of April, heading towards May. Hope the weather is going to be much warmer. Thursday night, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 50. Southwest wind around 14 miles per hour. And here's your weekend weather. Friday, a chance of showers again. Mostly cloudy with a high near 58. West wind 13 to 17 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 47. Breezy, easy breezy with the west wind 17 to 20 miles per hour. That's a little breezy there. Saturday, mostly sunny. I'll take it on a Saturday with a high near 56. Breezy with the west wind around 21 miles per hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 45. West wind around 15 miles per hour. And ending and beginning the new week, Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 54. Southwest wind 14 to 17 miles per hour. So, hey, we're getting some rain this week, but I think the grass will be happy. What do you think? Plant your grass. This is because we're headed towards May. This is,
Yep.
Emily's
Last call.
is Friday, so
last call.
good for good weather.
Yes. So hopefully May will bring 60 or 70 degree weather.
Just need the wind to die down. I don't mind if it's 55 out if it's not windy. If the
Yeah.
sun's out,
Yeah.
but
We've been getting a lot of wind.
Yeah,
This
it's been
is-
really gaily out there on the
Mhm,
golf
mhm.
course. It's been like a 3-club win pretty much every time, but for one time. I've played 4 times already, and it's been nice to be out on the links, but the wind has just been brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on Monhegan Island, a tiny summer artist colony off the coast of Maine, the U.S. Postal Service is looking to hire a postmaster as the season arrives. About 100 miles south on Martha's Vineyard, a larger but equally seasonal summer island, the USPS isn't looking for 1 employee, it is looking for 15. Although an annual rite of passage, the quest for summer employees has grown more extreme and spread wider this year, driven by a perfect storm of factors, including the ongoing pandemic, a slowed process for temporary work visas, and a housing crisis at its peak. In interviews this week, island business owners, including restaurateurs, healthcare providers, postal workers, others described a new challenge, the expectation of more customers than ever this year, and no one to serve them. At Chronics Market, owner Steve Bernier said hiring the usual cohort of J1 visa workers to staff his 2 grocery stores through the summer has been an uphill battle. Last summer was the first time when nobody showed up. This summer seems to be a carbon copy of last summer. Business Essential and otherwise have joined a fast-growing list of help wanted ads, including in the Gazette. Island Healthcare is hiring for multiple nursing positions. The YMCA needs counselors for its summer camp. The Steamship Authority is looking for dock workers. On Tuesday, the Martha's Vineyard Community Services last Tuesday held a job fair for 21 vacant positions. Meanwhile, record hotel and rental bookings portend a bustling summer. We're really in new territory coming out of COVID, said Nancy Gardella, Executive Director of the Martha's Vineyard Chamber of Commerce. This is the opposite of 1 year ago when we were closing everything. The pendulum has swung in the opposite direction, but now we need the available workforce. The island affordable housing crisis has added extra weight to the problem.
It's crazy.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, the want ads are for help wanted everywhere. I mean, and
Yep.
so people are gonna be working and be very, short tempered when they're putting in 70, 80 hours a week because they have, restaurants especially are gonna be hard pressed to staff and support their clientele. That's unfortunate. Onward we go.
Onward. I just can't, I mean, it's just crazy. Everything is so tumultuous. Sean Murphy, the well-known island attorney and Edgartown town meeting moderator, died Friday night after battling cancer. Edgartown Administrator James Haggerty confirmed Mr. Murphy's death Saturday. Mr. Murphy was a familiar figure on the island and practiced law in Edgartown for many years, representing a wide array of clients and frequently appearing before local land use boards. He was appointed moderator in 2018 after longtime moderator Jeff Norton had decided to retire. He conceded at the time that he had big shoes to fill. I can't believe that.
No,
knew him.
I heard a couple weeks ago, I said that Sean was terminal with cancer, and I was like, wow, he's a longtime member of Farm Neck. I used to see him over there all the time playing golf, and just shocked.
I know. And he was young, wasn't he?
Well,
Yep.
relatively speaking, yeah, he was in his 40s, maybe.
Really?
I think he's
Early
older than that, but
Old, maybe 50, early 50s at the most.
Yeah. I met him 20 years ago or 25 years ago. So
Do the math.
probably,
It's
Yeah.
very sad. No, the island's lost some incredible people in the past year and a half. I think we're going to need an island-wide master calendar, and we start getting together with these memorial services and celebrations alike.
I know,
because
right?
I'm gonna have to be going to like 2 a week for 6 months at this point, because everyone that I know of that has passed away and their families that are good friends and prominent people on the island. We're gonna have to hold them at the tabernacle and just run them through what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be, it's. I hate. I'm not making fun of it, but it's just it's so sad. I mean, I've been waiting for a year and a half for Jim Novak's memorial celebration of his life, and just I saw Leah last week. She's like, yeah, hopefully in September, we'll get there. But that's 2 years after she wanted to do it. It's just
That and weddings, yeah.
weddings too, yeah. And But they are going to have graduation at the Sharks fields. They are going to have an outdoor graduation at the baseball.
Which
field,
you'll be
so-
able to see live on MVTV.
Exactly. We'll be getting there. That'll be good.
That's gonna be a
All
big
right.
day. I'm on the committee for that, and it's like, we're trying to do a lot, but I think that the kids have kind of been like, we don't need that, we don't need that, like, so, but I think it's gonna be a fun night for them.
Melissa,
will
do you
be.
have a child graduating?
I sure do.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Right.
I
Wow.
know. It's amazing. My last little baby,
Your
Fledging, huh?
youngest?
my youngest, yeah.
Wow. Empty nest.
I know. Sad.
They'll be
I was going to say,
Travel plans.
Stephen, she has no
Well,
idea, does she? What? Hello. Woohoo.
Freedom.
yeah, you know what, Mel, they come back.
I know.
They do. They do
I know
come back.
they're like elastics. They run, but then they come back. They run,
Yeah.
then they come back.
Especially when they need money.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't have
housing.
any of that. So
Guilty.
Housing is also useful too for them when they, they
Yeah,
can't find a
here,
place to live
For
in.
sure.
We're not alone in the housing crisis. I mean, it's nationwide
yeah.
for people in the, resort areas for sure.
Yeah.
Go anywhere you want in New York now.
Yeah.
Nobody lives there anymore.
Well, I wouldn't go nobody, but
Right.
Wow.
It's
It's
still 5
very
million people
thin.
there. I don't know. It just beats me. But you mentioned nests and you mentioned fledging, or I mentioned fledging. So that's a
Yes.
great segue into
Yes.
bird news. Here we go. Bird news. We're going to put this puppy up. That is a hummingbird feeder. And if you anything on Bird Alert the past week is like, where are the hummers? Where are the hummers? Oh, we got one finally. And it's a island wide, the ruby-throated hummingbird is arriving. So what you need to do is this is a very good feeder actually that you're looking at on the screen.
Do they
'Cause you can-
do they sell that here?
Yeah, they do. You can go to SBS and grab that one.
Okay.
And that it's a really good one because it doesn't hold a ton of water, so you can keep it clean. Now, the ratio is you need white sugar for this, and it's a 1/4 cup of white sugar and 3/4 of a cup of water. So it's a 4-to-1 ratio. And you can either whip you have to obviously dissolve the sugar in the water, but don't put any more sugar in it than that. And then if you end up getting other things that like sugar water, i.e. ants in there, you can just dump it out and refill it. But that one's a good one. I put my 2 up and I have not seen my hummingbird yet, but word on the street is that they're on the island. And everyone's been posting pictures of them left and right. Other birds that are migrating through right now, it's just amazing. Yeah, we get a good, since our leaf don't come out on the trees very till like in mid-May, we get to see a lot of the migrants. But John Montes Jr. has been working on his Photoshop and coming up amazing close-up of a cardinal. Now cardinals are all pairing up right now. I had 3 pair in my backyard yesterday, all chasing each other, trying to decide where they're going to nest. And the female is just like, go away, boys. I just really don't want to have to choose. But there's another shot of a cardinal is in fine feather, and they're going to be out there making a lot of calls. You're hearing a ton of bird calls right now. You finally got a goldfinch. They're now getting into their bright yellow plumage where they're pretty drab all winter long. So they're going to be cruising around. Get your thistle feeders out. They like that little tiny thistle seed. And there's a grackle. Now my grackle, and John was complaining about his grackles too, because they'll just annihilate your feeder like in an hour. They take my suet feeder, they just will shred it. And next thing I know.
That picture captures their anger too.
Yeah, and it doesn't, this is definitely like,
looks a
I've
little-
seen the picture of the angry bluebirds, but this is the angry
Right.
grackle. But they do have some, the iridescence in their feathers up at their
It's
head.
pretty.
They're a pretty bird. They
Mhm.
have an attitude, there's no question about it. And they flock, so, they're not, they have a tendency to be the starlings and grackles have a tendency to be the birds that flock more than others around here, and that's what people get scared of. This nuthatch, white-breasted nuthatch, has dinner in his mouth in the form of a spider. It's kind of an interesting find. And then we have a Lanny McDowell who's out in the woods. He's got a downy woodpecker. Then he's got a beautiful photo of a mourning dove. Now, mourning doves are gorgeous birds. They're the favorite food of Cooper's hawks, though, and that's probably, why every now and again I have feathers in my backyard because I have a lot of mourning doves. But I just like the soft composition of that photo that Lanny took. Then he's got a northern Parula warbler. Now the warblers are going to be coming through. Like I said, if you go to the head of the lagoon pond, but by the pumping station there, where they have the osprey nest on the chimney with the camera on it, you walk down that path, you're going to find probably 15 species of warblers in the next couple of weeks, and they're going to be in beautiful plumage. There's another little guy. Seeing them now is easy because, again, the leaves are not out on the trees. There's a red-breasted nuthatch, one of the littler of the two species of nuthatches we have here. And that's a white-throated sparrow. Again, he's getting his beautiful breeding plumage on with the nice yellow crown on his head. And then we have a nice flight shot of a white-breasted nuthatch. Now, these are just common birds that are going to be at your feeders now, but the waterfowl have all left. The shorebirds are coming through and the nesting season has started. So it's going to be, there's a lot of activity around. A lot of ospreys flying around. There's been a lot of territorial squabbles over who's nesting where on what pole. And that's been an interesting saga that, Gus Ben David's been monitoring, and Rob Beauregard is coming to the island tomorrow for a week. And he's been doing all the osprey research since the early 70s on this island. So
Wow.
He'll be out and about doing some inventorying, and I'll have a big report from Rob next Monday because he's basically staying in, we call it Rob's room at my house. So he'll be here for in his room and eating Easter dinner tomorrow night with us. So we're prepared for it. Let the house guests begin. It's nice to have them. Everyone's vaccinated. We can get together and enjoy each other's company.
I know, thank God.
Do you have any idea what size lens those guys use for that bird photography?
He's using John's using a Sony camera, an A7, and he's got up to 600 zoom, 200 to 600.
And those, I saw somebody walking with a 600 and I couldn't believe how big it was. I mean, it was longer than my arm.
Yeah, when the longer the lens, the more light you need. Now I have a Sony, my zoom on my Sony automatic camera goes up to 600 and it works pretty well. I mean, it's hard to hold it steady enough when you're that far away. If you had it on a tripod, that's why, but he's getting it, probably taking 600 pictures and uploading them and finding the one he wants and spending an hour, just touching it up in terms of and probably in Lightroom, I would imagine. I don't know. I've never used that type of editing equipment, but Lanny only goes up to 400, I think. Jeff Bernier, I think, uses a 400 millimeter too. But we got some phenomenal photographers that are, I don't want to post anything on Bird Alert. I took a picture of a road-breasted grosbeak, a female road-breasted grosbeak I saw with my cell phone. I'm like, I can't put this up on Bird Alert. That's like putting up.
Did you see the post that I put up? And it had a post of different birds. And if you clicked on them, you heard the sound that they made.
Yeah, no, I love that.
That was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Do you have the app?
No.
There's an app that you can you can record. You don't have to record it. You just put it up to. It's kind of like Shazam, only for birds.
Oh,
so
okay.
You put it up near where the bird is singing, and it will tell you exactly what bird it is. Or you can take a picture of the bird, and it will tell you what bird it is. So it's a really cool.
Merlin's got a good app for that in terms of identifying it. There's also you can do it with botany too, and take a picture of what is this plant, and
I have that one. Yeah.
And
it'll tell you if there's something wrong with your plant. It'll tell you what it is. Some of the apps.
That's pretty cool.
What it is. Mm-hmm.
What app is that?
I don't know.
Offline.
My phone's cut off right now, but I can text it to you. I'll take a picture of it and
Okay.
send it to
No,
you.
it's called Picture This is a good app for it.
Is that the one? Okay, I
Picture
don't
This-
remember what it
That's
is.
the one that's on Android at any rate. But meanwhile, we digress, right? See,
Yeah.
I gotta go back to work. We're out of here.
That's it for this week on the Vineyard. It's April 26, 2021. My name is Stephen Warner with Melissa Clay, Ann Whiting, and Allison Fraser Hayden. Have a good week. We'll see you next Monday.
Peace.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Take care.
Have a good one.
You too.